Okay, hello guys. Good day wherever you are. I know it's probably late for some, and there are also some who are just waking up, and probably it's afternoon somewhere, or maybe it's evening or late time somewhere. This time around, stuff like that. It's as usual the eBitcoinicsTV, 3 minutes daily, and just we wanted to do an overview, a weekly update, an overview what has been happening all over the week, the trends, the market, everything that has been happening all over the world, what people are thinking, what people are actually saying, and that has to do with the entire crypto world. And I had to do this before I go to bed because I promised to release new stuff, just get to let you learn every day. And quickly, let me just go. It's 3 minutes daily, and I wouldn't want to spend much more than 3 minutes. And I think the first thing I would want to talk about is the fact that over the week we saw the cryptocurrency market responding so well to some positive ingredients of flows, which has to do with the growth. Bitcoin did so well, and it was able to touch around 9,300, 9,400 basis, and that is not a peak. It actually corrected itself and came down again to around 8,800, and after that I think it also fluctuated up again. And now currently, as we speak, I think on my screen I can see the price of Bitcoin is actually maybe something around I think 9,072. Yes, $9,072, and I think that is so awesome. The market is actually responding to what is happening, and I think there are some interesting news after this that I would want to talk about. I think would also count to an enormous growth factor for Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market. And we also heard news from Ra blockchain. The Ra blockchain, actually what they happen is they mine Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin Cash. They mine Bitcoin Cash and they convert all these Bitcoin Cash into Bitcoin. That is so funny because now what is happening is the world making us believe as if Bitcoin is sick or there's something wrong with Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, they make people believe that maybe Bitcoin is not doing so well, and they want to transfer your money to some other coin. It's just an altcoin. But at the end of the day, they secretly, when they earn this bit or altcoins, they convert it to Bitcoin. So you might want to be very careful which side you get advices from and all that. And then this is actually a biotech company that actually mine, and all that, but they don't need Bitcoin Cash. They just convert their Bitcoin Cash into Bitcoin. This is an interesting news you should know. And also over the week, I think we heard from the CEO of Nasdaq, and she was saying something that Nasdaq would very soon launch its own cryptocurrency exchange, and that means Nasdaq is actually showing an interesting amount of positivity in the crypto world and the blockchain technology itself. To have somebody like Nasdaq responding positively to the crypto world, I think is so awesome that we need to applaud. And this means that should Nasdaq actually move into cryptocurrency exchange, we should see some better growth, because Nasdaq is something that everybody in the world that trades stock, forex is aware of. And imagine 5% of the funds that is flowing in the forex market or the stock market or the gold market flows into blockchain technology. This is going to be so big for everyone that is actually involved. And she made a statement that certainly Nasdaq would consider becoming a cryptocurrency exchange over time, and this is a big deal for the market. And also we also had a news from John McAfee, and John happened to threaten or jabs Jamie Dimon, the Jamie Dimon of the banking world, we know. And then there was a statement that actually intrigued me and also called my attention to keeping it as part of my list. He said, hey, he wrote something, a statement to Jamie Dimon, and this was what he mentioned. He said, as the brains of the banking government plot to earn, you lied. You took our credit cards and bank accounts. You made government shut down exchange and restricted us. You heard us, but clearly, really, we cannot be stopped. We're ready to talk terms of surrender. This is some interesting amount of information that summarize all the content John was trying to relate or relay to Jamie Dimon. They've been trying so hard. The cryptocurrency market has been facing a whole lot lately. The fact that banks are declining cards that accept crypto and you know, a lot of news that is happening. You can't use your Bitcoin ATMs and stuff like that, and this John thinks is a propaganda by the banks, and the banks headed by Jamie Dimon, of course, so he had to say something about it. And we also had a statement from MIT indicating that they have a strategy that can crash Bitcoin, or can, you know, kill Bitcoin for that matter. And unfortunately, somebody also responded, and it was a funny week with a whole lot of stories, and you know, from all angles, people were just bashing and coming in and defending, and it's so kind of interesting in this world. And this has to do with a gentleman. He actually replied MIT. He said, "Hey, stop the joke, MIT. You cannot take down Bitcoin." Yes, of course. And he gave out reasons that make sense enough for MIT to reason together with him, and that is something we need to know about. And I think before I leave, I think this will be the last thing I would want to talk about. We also had the co-founder of Bitline Global, after our previous interview with him, that is Chris Bates, mentioning that African leaders need to create their own blockchain or face recolonization. This recolonization, this man is trying to say, is the fact that we are in the digital or the information age, and if you don't have access to your information, you could easily be recolonized. And this makes absolute sense to some of us, and I think this is an important news that need to be discussed over the week. And I think before that, we also had Reuters survey talking about something like at least 56 financial institutions or finance firms will enter the crypto market in the next 6 months. And this is something so interesting, to the fact that to have 56 financial institutions or firms trying to enter the crypto market means big or huge money is entering the market. And I think in the couple of months ahead, we should experience an interesting amount of growth, and this is inevitable. The crypto market is still young and is so huge to others, but if you consider what is floating around the world in terms of finances, I think we are still a baby industry. And if we have huge firms like this entering the crypto market, this is going to be a big boost. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, tv.eBitcoinics.com, and then you can also subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Facebook at eBitcoinics. Then I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. If you like this, you can share this video to those that need to see it. And thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.